Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to Sunny Hawke's Bay. We're going to do an arataki honey. Arataki's from the bay as well, so I'm trying to use all bay ingredients. So I'm going to caramelise the honey with the vinegar, and then we've got some spices and stuff I'm going to put into it. First, I'm going to toast the spices. I've got coriander seeds, cumin seeds, and fennel seeds. Just going to lightly toast it. What that does is brings the flavour out. And then I'm going to put some honey and some white wine vinegar, caramelise that. So around about sort of 50 grams of honey, got 50 mils of white wine vinegar. I've got some other spices. I've got star anise, 5 spice, ground ginger, and turmeric. And I've also got some Dijon mustard. So once this starts caramelising, I'm going to add the mustard, the spices, and then I'm going to add the stock and let that infuse for 30 minutes. So have you guys had a look around the bay and that yet? A little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah, okay. Awesome market. Yeah. So I'm just going to crush these up a little bit more to release the flavour. So what did you guys buy at the market?
Probably safe to say everything but the stands. Oh, I can smell that.
That's Dijon mustard that we're adding.
To the honey vinegar mix, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've got the spices, the star anise, the 5 spice, ground ginger, and the turmeric. So that all goes in. And then I've got the ground spices that we chip. And they were coriander seeds, cumin seeds, and fennel seeds. Next part of the recipe is the olive tapenade, so I need a volunteer to help me stone some local olives. I've got some olives here from Tamata. These are Kalamata olives. So Chelsea, do you want to come in here? So these olives, they're a little bit small for the olive stoner, so just use this.
Oh.
And we just pull the pip out. So they keep you busy for a little bit.
Yeah.
So after we've put in all the olives, if you zest a quarter of the lemon, and finally chop the anchovy, garlic, and the capers.
Okay.
Yep. So I've got some beautiful lamb short loin. I've already trimmed it up, so trimmed the silver skin off it. And what we're going to do is make a incision in the side, and we're going to fill it with the olive tapenade. So it sort of marinates it from the inside out. So just got my boning knife, and I'm just going to make a little incision here, going 3/4 of the way through. Just being careful not to pierce the underneath, and then we're just going to fill that up with the tapenade once that's finished. So it's got nice flavour in this, so we're going to add the lamb stock to it. And we just want that to reduce down to syrup consistency, and then we're just going to pass it. So the next part of the dish, I'm just going to get all the vegetables ready. I've got some pink fir apple potatoes, which are an heirloom variety, which are old-fashioned. So with the potatoes, just because we're going to barbecue them, I've pre-cooked them so that they are cooked. I've given them a good scrub. These are Euronikas. You're probably familiar with Euronikas. A little trick, we're just going to trim the end off the potatoes. What this does, after we've barbecued them, just stops them from rolling around, so sort of they stick on the plate. So it's just a little.
Wow, look at that colour.
There's quite a few names for these as well. There's blue Congo as well. It's another name for these. They're quite a floury potato.
Could you mash them?
Yeah, they make excellent mash.
That'd be cool.
And I've got some asparagus. I've just really quickly blanched asparagus because it's going on the barbecue. So probably maybe for 40 seconds, and then I'm just going to snap and lightly peel it as well. And I've got some tomato mushrooms, which is another local producer. Got some portobellos, and we're just going to peel those and get those ready as well. We peel the mushrooms just to get rid of the dirt. You could wipe it with a cloth, but I actually prefer peeling them. For the other vegetable component, we've got some smoked sun-dried tomatoes. These have been smoked over manuka for about 3 hours.
Wow.
So they've got a really beautiful flavour.
Are they local?
Yeah, they're local as well. So pretty much all the stuff here, apart from the spices, is local, so
Wow.
we're quite lucky. So I've got black olives, capers, garlic, lemon zest, and anchovy. And because they're quite salty ingredients with the olives and the anchovy, we won't add any salt to that, we'll just add pepper. So with the smoked tomatoes, I'm just going to julienne them up a bit. Cool, that's good. Thank you. Cheers. So now the olive tapenade is ready, we're just going to fill the lamb with it. Just got to be careful because it's already quite salty, so we're just going to add a little bit of ground pepper to it. And then we're just going to fill the lamb up. So we just use our fingers just to push it right down. And then what I'm going to do is put the lamb on the barbecue so it gives it time to rest. We're just comfortably pushing it in. We don't want a big clump down one end. And I'm just going to season it, sea salt and pepper. And it's going to put a light bit of olive oil on top, not too much, otherwise it'll smoke up the barbecue. So we'll give the lamb about 3 minutes per side. Just gonna turn it 90 degrees. Just turn it up a little. With the asparagus, what we're going to do is just snap it and then just lightly peel the base. So there's a natural snapping point. Especially with these speed peelers, we just try not to push too hard, otherwise it takes too much of the asparagus away. There's actually the other peelers, the old-fashioned plastic handle ones, they're actually better for the job. Okay, so we're just going to lightly, just very lightly peel them. So it's beautiful asparagus. So with the vegetables, what I normally do is just put a bit of oil down the base and I season the bottom of the tray. Season the bottom of the tray and then you can control how much oil and stuff. It's harder to put oil on like that, so that way they get a good coating as well for the barbecue. Okay. With the mushrooms, you want to get it right in there. Okay, just going to turn the lamb over. Start putting the potatoes on. Can you smell the jus?
Incredible. Yeah.
So we're going to put the potatoes and the mushrooms on because they're going to take the longest time, and then we'll put the asparagus right on at the end because it's only going to take a little time. Okay. So we can get all the asparagus ready just before we start plating up. Just going to have a taste of the sauce, check the consistency as well. Still needs to reduce down a little bit more. So the lamb's almost ready. It's got about 30 seconds and I'm just going to leave it up here to rest for about sort of 5 minutes.
You said you're going to be resting it up there. Is that for any reason? Is that because it's warm up there?
It's nice and warm up here, yeah. You can, if you haven't got a warm place, just put it on a tray with tin foil as well. So for a small cut like this, prime cut, a short loin, probably 5 minutes, but if you're doing bigger cut, then maybe 10 to 20 minutes, yeah. I'm just turning the mushrooms over now. Just for the lamb, we'll just give it a light touch, and if it's firm to the touch, and then it's ready to take off. Yeah. So it's got nice springiness. That took about 3.5 minutes each side, and the barbecue was nicely heated up before that. Just going to put the asparagus on, which is about there, and that's going on last because it's already been blanched. So it's basically just warming it up, giving it a bit of flavour. So I'm just going to pass my sauce now. It's pretty close.
Oh, check that out.
We're doing that to get rid of the coriander and all the whole spices and keeping all the flavour in the sauce. With the asparagus, just keep an eye on it as well because you've already pre-blanched it, it won't take long to burn, so just be a little bit careful. So I'm going to start building the dish. So I'm going to put the potatoes down first. Got a nice colour going on. We've got the smoked sun-dried tomato. As long as it's sort of spread out, you don't have to be too formal about it. It looks quite nice, a little bit rustic. And then with the asparagus, what we're going to do, because they're quite long spears, we're just going to cut it. So 3's enough for one portion. And what we're going to do is just scatter it around. Mushrooms are pretty much there, so we'll take those off. And then we're just going to drizzle the au jus over top. The reason why we put it on now, we want the meat to be the hero of the dish, so we don't want to cover it in sauce and stuff. So we just drizzle it all over the vegetables. And the lamb's rested for about 5. Just going to trim the ends off. We don't use the ends. And we're going to cut it into about 5 slices. And then we're just going to scatter these around as well. And then to finish the dish off, I've got some micro radish, some pea tendrils, to keep with that spring theme going on.
Wow, that looks fantastic, Terry.
Wow, Terry, how lucky is this guy to live here and have this stuff to cook with?
The Black Barn Bistro spoilt with all these fantastic ingredients that you saw at the markets.
Yeah.
This guy lives with it every day.
Yeah.
You're a lucky bugger.
And just to finish it off, we just put a little bit of avocado oil.
Gorgeous.
That is sex on a plate, right?
Yeah.